Howdy, folks. I'm Irritable Irradium, incredibly impersonating irascible icicles.
I'm Amber.
And here are more irascible icicles for us to impersonate, although I have never known an icicle to be irascible personally, Amber. Maybe if you wouldn't pull them off the side of buildings and then smash them to the ground violently, they wouldn't be so irascible with you. Let's get started.
I mean, we have photographic evidence of one of us mishandling an icicle, and it's not me.
I have photo editors. Let's get started. All right, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Billing My Fiance After a Prenup Request? My fiance and I are high school sweethearts. We lived together for about 3.5 years in college, but I left him because the last 2 years, he quit his job, complained nonstop about failing classes, but did nothing but sleep and play video games. Didn't pay his share of the bills, but expected me to do all the cleaning and cooking while working 2 jobs and school full time. Then was mean to me. Time passes, he goes to therapy, he graduates, he stabilizes, and honestly became such a good man. We reconnect and date again. Life happens and we end up in different cities due to work. We are now engaged. He is under contract, so it's expected that I'll move with him. He just also bought a house because his mortgage for a 3-bed is cheaper than he was paying for a 1-bedroom apartment. He put $15,000 down. We talked about me paying $900 a month toward bills, which I had no issue with at first. He mentions getting a prenup, which rubs me the wrong way. I understand wanting to protect his assets, but like we have been together since 15. And, well, if I put the tally marks to it, then he owes me money? I would have to relocate to find a new job in his town, which the only reason I would go there is for him? I agreed, but I told him that we needed to settle his debts with me and have an established leasing agreement. This offended him and made him upset. We have a notarized contract because I took out $10,000 in loans after he lost his scholarships one semester and was denied approval. Despite it, I have been paying and never asked for the money back before now. His car cost $6,000 and I loaned him $2,500 of it. Never got a dime back, although he said that he would pay it back. I never really pressed it though. I paid almost all the bills for 2 years after he had to quit his job. I didn't ask for any of it back, but I'm sure as hell that I pointed it out. And I decided that it would only be fair for me to pay fair market value for room rate. We live in the South, and that's $500, $600 a month, utilities included. I also started requesting 1/2 of the vet bills as kitty support, since one of our cats has diabetes. He has taken the changes as a champ, but I can tell that he is super stressed out and sad. He literally makes double what I make at the moment. But I know he never expected or maybe even remembered all of those costs that I've bitten for this relationship. I feel guilty because I never committed with expectations of it being returned. So when he suggested it, I don't know why I felt salty. Then I just got a list of my costs which hurt him, and I don't know. Am I the jerk here? Did I go too far? All right, folks, what do you think? Did OP go too far?
No, I don't think she did. And honestly, OP says that he's gone through a lot of therapy and is so much better of a person, but I still have some worries about this man. Like, it seems like he's so fixated on what's mine and making sure he gets the best deal that he's not looking at the net impact of the relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with a prenup. And I think that a prenup can be a really good idea because sometimes divorces get messy. And if you already have an established agreement, then if things don't work out for one reason or another, then it's easier to divide things up and go. But I do agree that there's some kind of gross aspect of this where he feels like he needs to protect his assets from OP, who's done nothing but help him with assets.
And it's like he just completely forgot everything she had done for him financially in the relationship. And it sounds like all the ways that she was still like contributing extra and going above and beyond. And like there are some things in a relationship that you just can't put down to dollars and cents, like, all the house stuff she's doing too. Like, it sounds like during that early part of the relationship, she was not only earning all the money, but also doing all the housework and putting up with, someone who was treating her like garbage.
Yeah. Well, and then on top of that, he wants a prenup because he wants to protect his assets, right? And I think then OP also wants to protect her assets. And part of her assets are the debts that he's incurred against her. And he does need to get those straightened out if he wants to do this. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't even think that there's anything wrong with OP wanting that money back that she's owed. And again, like if you want to divide up assets like this, then you have to expect the other person to protect themselves as well. And so I think that OP is coming from a natural reaction here. I don't think that they're doing anything wrong or jerkish. I think they're just literally saying, well, I mean, if we're going to do it this way, then we'll do it this way. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Adventurous Neck 590 says, I think that your request is totally reasonable. If he wants a prenup, you will need to even the score first. I don't understand how he expects you not to be offended by the prenup, while simultaneously being hurt by your request for what you are owed. And Vanilla Chocolate 50 says, he owes her $10,000 in a notarized contract, not to mention the rest. Seems like she put down $10,000 of the deposit on his house. It does kind of seem that way. And Maristant 8830 says, I said this looks like so much baggage for the start of your marriage. Maybe you should be rethinking your relationship. You broke up with him once. RGJJ says, I'm sorry, maybe I'm the jerk here, but this doesn't really seem like a great relationship. Personally, I would leave. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for not letting my mother-in-law and father-in-law help me with the baby after the reaction to me being injured? I'm a 21-year-old female, and I have a 7-month-old son with my boyfriend. My family lives abroad and are coming over to stay and help me at Christmas time. For now, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, 60s, Deborah and Bob, are helping me with the household stuff and the baby. So far, we haven't had any real issues, and they've been a massive help. Well, about 3 weeks ago, I fell down the stairs. I wasn't holding the baby, and the baby was safe. However, instead of helping me, Deborah and Bob both jumped up to comfort the baby, who was crying, and left me at the bottom of the stairs. My legs were fine, but I was wobbly because of shock, and asked one of them to help me up. After nearly 10 whole minutes of being ignored, I managed to stand up on my own and hobble through to the living room. I sit down, and Deborah says, What happened to you? Are you okay? I'll admit, I saw red. I just said I fell down the stairs. Didn't you hear me calling you for help? And Deborah's eyes widened as she said that she was too busy fussing over the baby. After an hour, my arm was swelling up, and I was taken to the hospital. Luckily, it was nothing serious, and recovery would be quick. After my boyfriend got home and his parents left, I told him that I no longer wanted their help after today's events. I can manage on my own, even though it'll be hard. He was taken aback and said that they've done a lot for us, and I said that I appreciated it all, but they ignored me crying and calling them for 10 minutes after I fell down the stairs. They don't care about me, only the baby, and I was embarrassed that I didn't see it sooner. He called his parents to let them know that we won't need their help anymore, and he said, Is it about today? We didn't really hear her. My boyfriend just told them that they're invited to Sunday's roast this week, and that's all. I could tell that he wasn't happy about my decision, but he said, and he went along with it because I'm the mother. Fast forward to Sunday, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law are guests as well. Sister-in-law has a 3-year-old and is totally on my side, but brother-in-law isn't. He told me to be grateful for his parents' support, as they're significantly more well off than my parents are, and they paid for many of the newborn and infant expenses and plan to pay for many more as the baby grows. Since then, Deborah keeps calling me to ask if we need any help and says that she feels awful for not seeing the both of you and that she misses the baby. Am I the jerk for not wanting them to help me in my day-to-day life? Edit. Was the baby crying loudly enough that there's a possibility that they didn't hear you? No way. The baby stopped crying after 10 seconds, and the stairs are like 2 meters from the living room. There's absolutely zero way that they couldn't have heard me. I screamed as I fell. The general noise of somebody falling, including books falling and the wall plates breaking, me crying and shouting for help. I fell from the top of the stairs and fell all the way down. This wasn't a misstep and a side shuffle down that hurt my pelvic bone. I fully fell down the stairs and cracked the banister. There's no way they didn't hear me. The baby was also crying after the initial smack after I hit the ground. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. And what is wrong with his parents? Like, they heard. They had to have heard, and they just both, the two of them needed to coo over the baby instead of like actually going to see if the other person in the house is okay.
I mean, isn't it just generally like good etiquette if you hear someone fall or bump or any number of things to go in and check on them
Yeah.
if especially if you're inside of their house?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't imagine hearing like a loud thump and then not doing anything about it.
Well, that's the thing is, even if you think it's just something falling, like we'll hear a little thump or something, and we'll go out there and look, oh, the broom fell over, but like you still investigated.
Yeah. So it's odd to me. It strikes me as odd that nobody would come and rush to OP's aid, especially with like the shots for help. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see, with them being like 2 meters from the living room, there's no way that they couldn't have heard this, right?
Yeah, well, and someone pointed out this in the comments. I didn't think of it, but with sister-in-law being wholly on OP's side and she has a young child, like, makes me wonder if mother-in-law and father-in-law have done similar things with him or with her. Like, it seems like they're very focused on the baby only. Even in that, they're like, "Oh, we really miss the baby" at the end, not, "Oh, wow, we miss you both so much," and "Oh, I really want to see you, OP. I feel so bad for not, whatever." It's just.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of their apology to OP?
Yeah.
The non-existent apology. If they were truly sorry, they would have apologized. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And top ad 7154 says, not the jerk, you have just no in-laws. And OP replies, I can't scroll that sub, too triggering. I know it's mother-in-laws, but it explains my stepmother perfectly, and I can't do it. Well, it sounds like it was up to this point. They were actually having a fine relationship until just now. And I mean, I can't blame OP at all for cutting them off in this situation.
But it sounds like OP potentially realized other things. Like, as I said, I just couldn't see it until now. So there may be a lot of other things that we're not getting in this post.
All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. And Amber, she has a jovial Bob sign joke. Surprise, surprise.
What do you call a fairy tale that a monster tells his child?
I call a fairy tale that a monster tells its child a jovial Bobstein joke because it's neither a fairy tale nor a story or a joke.
A gory story.
A gory story. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. I take it back, jovial Bobstein. I mean nothing of it. Psych. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday! We made it to the end of the week. It's been a wild week. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it a schnazzy Hallmark card.
On the occasion of our prenup, and then you open the card, here's an itemized bill of everything in our relationship.
I like it. I like it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.